Hello, Durud and Shalom. Wow, but the chat is so busy. This is great. Guys, make sure you like the stream so that more people end up seeing this because nobody is going to explain this the way I am because I looked everywhere. This is a very simple concept that all of you need to understand, and people are confused about it. And when we tell people that, guys, there's no Palestinian identity, okay? It's all in your head. It's all in your head. People are like, what? What are you talking about? Who are these people then? Are you denying the existence of these people? Do you deny the existence of these people? Like, no, no. Like, do you not see that there's this place? You deny that this place exists? Like, no, that's not what you're saying. Do you not see these maps from time before that had the name Palestine? Like, that's not what we're saying. Do you not see this coin that has written Palestine on it? Doesn't that mean that the Palestine was a real thing? You're not listening. And a lot of people are not actually, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. People are not really explaining this very well. This is the first time that this is not your fault. I mean, you can go research it yourself, but I'm here. I'm here to do you a favor. I'm going to explain this in a way that a 5-year-old could understand. How about that? How about that? How about that? Is that good? Let me see. The chat is busy. I see Jack is here, Unusual AI is here, and Chariot Canada, and then Roach, okay, Mohsen, Balance, Ginga, Jewish Samantha, Royet, Flying Robot Duck, Amikai, everybody's here. Angry Keyboard Warrior. Sorry guys, I can't read everybody. There's so many of you here. Tora is here. Nail Bunny is here. All right, let's get Shauna is here. Aisha. All right, let's just. I'm not gonna keep reading everyone's name, okay? Let's actually respond. By the way, guys, if people out there are spreading lies against Israel, you should send them to me if they're big deal. It's a big deal, okay? Again, don't send me other random stuff, but email me. This is my email, okay? That's my email. You see that? Okay, email me. But also, if it's a long video, tell me exactly the minute and second where I need to look and explain exactly what they say because I need to check if it's. I'm not gonna watch every single video that they're gonna send it to me. That you're gonna send to me. Okay, but basically, we are here on a mission. We are here to defend the nation of Israel and the nation of Iran in their fight against Islamic tyranny. Right? This is what we're fighting. We have decided on this channel that the one of the great there are two, okay, but one of the greatest evils in the world against the everything that makes our lives better is Islamic tyranny, and the two main forces in this world against it are the Iranian people and the Israeli people. So supporting the Iranian people and Israeli people, these two great nations, is basically serving the entire planet. You know, the more these two people are successful in their fight against Islamism, which is Islam, and the better the world is going to be. Right? That's what we're doing. That means that when people are attacking and condemning Israel, we need to, and also Iran, right? I mean, a lot of people don't condemn Iran, but they condemn their only hope, which is Reza Pahlavi, which we have to. That's why we support Reza Pahlavi as well. But again, that's why on this channel we have decided that to fight Islam, to fight Islamic tyranny, you have to support these two people. That's the conclusion. And I need your help. I need your help showing me the direction where the most damage is coming from so that we could respond to that. Anyways, I've noticed that when I say there is no such thing as a Palestinian, a lot of people in the chat go, "Yeah, what are you talking about? You're racist. You're racist. You're doing genocide. You're denying the existence of a group of people. Why are you so evil? Why are you so evil? I mean, how do you get to be so evil? How do you sleep at night being so evil, denying the existence of how many are there? Well, 2 million in Gaza. What's the latest numbers in West Bank? I forgot the latest numbers in West Bank, but a couple of million people. Oh, look at this! It's right here in the chat. Somebody's saying, "Lie." Look at this, liar, garbage, shit. Are you repeating the things that other people are saying to me, or are you just saying that to me? Yes, so-called Palestinian, exactly. Sina, so-called Palestinian. And I will make the arguments here for you guys so that you understand in a way that you have to be an idiot to not to understand after today. After today, if you don't understand this, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what to do with you. You're beyond hope. You're beyond hope. I'm going to make it very, very clear. Okay? Okay. Yeah, and no, we're not trying to erase an entire group of people. Okay? We're just trying to identify their identity. That's all. That's what we're trying. Anyways, let's actually watch this video because this video is against everything I said. This is how people respond. This video got millions of views, and the people who made it and the people who celebrated it, they think that, oh my God, this is such a gotcha against people who want to deny the existence of a Palestinian identity. Okay, so how about we watch it? How about we watch it, and then let me see. Maybe after that, I could just end the live stream because they will do such a powerful response to my point that I would have nothing else to say. So let's watch it together.
Palestinian identity was invented in the 1970s.
From 21 until 48, I carried a Palestinian passport.
Was invented in the 1970s.
I would say to England if I could, an Arab Palestine is a threat to Great Britain.
Was invented in the 1970s.
The Zionists particularly, who were against anything that is to be done if they couldn't have the whole of Palestine and everything handed to them on a silver plate.
Was invented in the 1970s.
You're a Jewish man. What do you say to that?
I'm not only Jewish, I'm an Israeli. And the arguments that were presented by Brooke belong in the garbage bin of history. It's an intellectual insult, the kind of things that we heard here that insinuate that there's no such thing as a Palestinian people when there are 7 million Palestinians living between the river and the sea. How can you deny the existence of a people? 7 million people.
What you're seeing to my left is Brooke Goldstein. She's going to be the villains of our children's history books.
Villains, you say? Villains. Oh my gosh, so evil. And who was that Israeli academic that was telling her, insulting her? And look at this. Like, basically, this shows that education and expertise doesn't mean that you're not a fucking moron. Look at you're not even listening to what she's saying. Okay, look at it. What did she say?
Palestinian identity was invented in the 1970s.
She said the Palestinian identity was invented in the 1970s. And what did this so-called, scholar or Israeli negotiator, because he's here as an expert, look how he twisted her words. Look how twisted her words. Look at this.
70s.
You're a Jewish man. What do you say to that?
I'm not only Jewish, I'm an Israeli.
Oh, you're Jewish and Israeli. That must mean that every bullshit that you say against Israel must be correct. Oh my God, I didn't know you being Israeli means that we have to now listen to everything you say as if it's just basically a revelation from God. Okay, so let's see what you say. What you say?
And the arguments that were presented by Brooke belong in the garbage bin of history. It's an intellectual.
It does not belong in the garbage bin of history. It is history. What she said, it is history, and I will show you. And I will show you, Mr. Expert, Mr. Educated Man. I will show you that what you're saying does belongs to the garbage, not in any kind of garbage. It's not history. The garbage bin of history means that it's actually history. So no, it just belongs to it's garbage. It's pure garbage.
By Brooke belong in the garbage bin of history. It's an intellectual insult, the kind of things that we heard here that...
Wait for it. Look at what he says here.
Insinuate that there's no such thing as a Palestinian people when there are 7 million Palestinians living between the river and the sea.
Oh no, but guys, did she say that these 7 million people don't exist? She said the identity was invented in the 1970s, and he says, oh, how is she saying that these 7 million people don't exist? You know, guys, it's no wonder why the anti-Israelis think that we're evil or crazy. It's because maybe they don't just listen. Did she say that these 7 million people don't exist? Is that what she said? But by the way, guys, I watched the entire debate. That's not what she said. Like how? Like, you know what it sounds like? Let me say, like, imagine if I come to you and say, like, Armin, who are you? Who are you really? And like, you know what? Let me look at someone. Jack, you know who I am? I am a pink unicorn. Yeah, I'm a pink unicorn with wings. Okay? And Jack looks at me like, what, are you joking? You mean metaphorically? Like, no, metaphorically. I am literally a pink unicorn with wings. Okay? And a blue horn, specifically a blue horn. Okay? And Jack is like, no, Armin, you are not a pink unicorn with wings and a blue horn. Okay? You're not. And I'm like, how dare you deny my existence? I'm standing right in front of you. I exist. Jay, like, calm down, Armin. I didn't say you don't exist. Obviously, I can see you, right? You're right here. I'm just saying this identity that you made up, it's not real. It's made. It's. I cannot take that identity seriously. Like, no, sir. You are denying that I exist. You're denying my existence. That's what's happening here. That's what people are doing to us when we say the Palestinian identity is made up. Made up is not a bad thing. Every identity is made up, okay? But it's a made up made up identity, okay? That's the key. It's new and not worthy of taking seriously, right? So calling something made up, unlike what leftists will tell you, doesn't make it bad, okay? Every man-made concept is made up, and a lot of them serve us very well, okay? I mean, if you don't like made-up concepts, try not paying your rent. See how that works out for you, all right? But made-up concepts are good, but this is not just made up. I mean, all concepts are made up because you require humans to make them up, right? Anyways, this is a made-up concept that has been made up quite recently, and it's also not useful. That's the point that we're making. That's the point that we're making. Okay? Okay? But let's actually look at this video, and I will tell you the history of it. Guys, make sure you like the stream. Guys, nobody will explain these things to you like I do, okay? Nobody will explain these things to you while mentioning, I don't know, pink unicorns with blue horns, okay? Only I will do that for you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, right? So, like the stream if you want more people to be educated. So let's actually go from the beginning, and then we'll watch this again and address every second of it. But then we will go to some guys, we will go through some history lessons. I know you might think that's boring. That's not boring. It's important. You have to stick. This is the candy part, but you have to stay around for the vegetables, okay? Okay, I'm giving you the candy before the vegetables, but I'll make sure the history part is important, okay? So stick around. But let's look at listen to
Palestinian identity was invented in the 1970s.
From 21 until 48, I carried a Palestinian passport.
Okay. How do you think that you think Golda Meir's Palestinian passport, suggests that there is a Palestinian identity? So do you understand that that's because of the British mandate, right? That's the passport being and do you understand that passport was for Arabs and Jews? So if this proves that by then we had a Palestinian identity, then you are by that argument calling all Israelis Palestinians as well. Do you guys understand that? Because under the British mandate, the passport that they issued, they called it the Palestinian passport. So if you think that having a Palestinian passport means that there was a Palestinian, I think you don't understand between the name of a passport and an existing identity, because this doesn't work in your favor. Because if you argue that, then all Israelis are Palestinian by identity, if that's what you're saying. And then, well, guess what, guys? Palestine has been freed, and it's called Israel. Okay? If that's do you understand? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? If that passport is proof of a Palestinian identity, then that by that argument, the British mandate for Palestine, when they called that place Palestine, means that because that was for every Jew and Arab. That means that all Israelis today are Palestinian, and all we have to do to free Palestine is to just make sure that the nation of Israel takes over Gaza and the West Bank, and then all the Palestinians are free now. Do you guys that's a passport under the British mandate. Okay, it does not show an identity of an Arab identity of people there, especially given that this was made by the British. Guys, you are using a Roman name, and then for the legal part, you're referring to a British mandate. Do you understand? The name Palestinian is Roman for Israel because they hated the Jews, so they tried to give a name to the place that the Jews wouldn't like. So it's a Roman name, but from ancient Roman Empire, and it's so foreign to the Arab identity that it has a P sound in it, something that the Arabs don't even have a letter for, and that's why they refer to it as Philistine instead of Palestine. So the name is Roman, and the legal documents that you're referring to is the British mandate. There's nothing Arab about this. And again, the fact that you're showing us Golda Meir, which is a Jew, shows that this has nothing to do with an Arab identity. Do you guys get it? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Do you guys understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Am I making this simple for you guys? The examples that are giving us actually proves our point. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing Arab about Palestine. Okay, so let's continue. It's Western, okay? It's all Western. It's ancient wise is Roman. Modern times is British. There's nothing Arab about it. There's nothing even Middle Eastern about it. Forget Arab. It's not even Middle Eastern. Okay. Let's continue. Okay.
Was invented in the 1970s.
I would say to England if I could, an Arab Palestine is a threat to Great Britain.
Was invented.
How is that an identity? The name of the geography. Okay. Do you know, like, if a mountain is called, I don't know, I don't know what we call it. Mount Jigaboo. Okay. If you go make a house in the mount, like let's say we call it a mountain, you go make a hut in Mount Jigaboo. Okay. And you build a hut and you live there. You're not going to have a Jigaboo identity. We're not going to call you a Jigabooian. Okay. Just because you have a house in Jigaboo. Okay. The Western, not the native name for that area is Palestine. The Western name for it, right? And those Westerners are referring to that geography with the Western name. They're saying an Arab Palestine, referring to a geography, not to an identity, to a geography. And again, wow, you're showing us a Western man referring to a location with a Western name. Palestinian is a Western name. Somebody in New York in 1932 referring to, again, so first of all, he's referring to a geography, not to an identity. Second of all, the geography is using a Western name, not a local name. How is that proving a Palestinian identity? How is that proving a Palestinian identity? Guys, we Iranians, during Reza Shah changed the name of our country, the international name of our country, to the local one, right? Because the Westerners refer to Iran as Persia. And Reza Shah the Great went and said, like, we will have none of that. This area, the ancient name of this land, and what we Iranians refer to it, is Iran, which means the land of Aryans. And no, not the Aryans that the Nazis were referring to. This is a different thing, okay? The Nazis basically took their name and turned it into something different. Iran means the land of Aryans, and it's an ancient name of the land. And you foreigners, you call this place by the name that is native to this land. So shut up about calling this land Persia. This place is called Iran. And Reza Shah made that, and now it officially made the name of the country Iran until the Islamic Revolution happened, and now it's called the Islamic Republic of Iran, which is shit. So Persia is a foreign name. Persia is a Western name. We make sure that it's called Iran, which is what we Iranians use. So Israel is a native name. I mean, guys, it's in your fucking Quran. It's in the Quran. the name of the land is Israel. It's written, Muslims, your book, your revelation from God does not, your God, your fake God, mentions, refers to this land, not with Palestine, but Israel. Palestine, when do you gonna understand that Palestine is a Western name? The local name is Israel. Your Quran calls it Israel. Okay. Again, guys, every time somebody wants to call that place Palestine instead of Israel, just ask them, how many times does the Quran mention Israel? And then ask them, how many times does the Quran mention the word Palestine? You know how many times? First of all, the Quran cannot mention the name of the Palestine, even if it wanted to, because it doesn't have the Arabic letters, doesn't have the P sound. But it doesn't even have Palestine. It doesn't even have Palestine. It has none of them. There's zero times. That's the answer. The Quran mentions Palestine or Palestine 0 times. 0 times. Okay? Anyways, let's continue.
Was invented in the 1970s.
The Zionists, particularly, who were against anything that is to be done if they couldn't have the whole of Palestine and everything.
Oh, guys, look. Harry Truman with a map right next to him, calling look at this. All of Israel is named Palestine there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. That shows that there's a Palestinian identity. I think the idiots who make these arguments don't understand the difference between geography and identity. I think that's the problem. And also, there's 3 points against this video here, okay? First, that's a map. That's geography, not identity. 2, that's a Western man referring to a location with a Western name. So this actually proves our point. This is not against us. That's an American using a Western name, a fake name, a false name. The local name for that area is Israel. So a Western man referring, that's your proof to show that, oh my God, Palestine has been local. The name Palestine has been local, has been native, is the native name of this land. You're going to use an American with an American map and an American president. Like, our argument is that the local name is Israel, the Palestine name is Western, and to show us we are wrong, you're showing a Western man calling that Palestine. Wow, good job. You proved us wrong. So that's point number 2. Wait, yes, did I put 2? Yeah, 2. 1 is geography, 2 is that Western, 3. This actually backfires because the map that you're showing us, it's not calling Gaza or the West Bank Palestine. It's calling all of Israel Palestine. So what are you trying to say? Huh? What are you trying to say? How is this going to happen? Huh? How is this going to happen? Huh? You say we support genocide? It looks like you. It's you. That's right. It's you who support genocide. It's you. Yeah, it was always you. It was always you. Okay, wait. Let me see. We got a super chat. Yeah, exactly. David is saying, name a Palestinian president pre-1948. Okay, yeah, sure. That's good, man. Or a prime minister or a leader. Yeah. And Sean is saying, okay, Persia is foreign, so we will call it Iran. But the fact that the Greeks' names you have Perseus is still a cool story. Okay, guys, but Perseus being the father of Persians is also a myth. It's a beautiful myth. I enjoy it, but the Greeks made it up. The Greeks made it up because the Greeks saw themselves as the center of the entire world, right? So, I mean, that's why they also called it Persia, because they wanted to. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a Greek reference. But I mean, I like Greek mythology. Don't get me wrong, but it's a Greek name, and it's a Greek myth. I mean, of course, it's a myth. It's a demigod. Thank you, Shana. Thank you for the super chat. Lord, I'm gonna always call you Lord from now, is giving us a Wikipedia page, which I cannot click from here. But okay, thank you for that. Guys, go look at that. Palestine. Anyways, let's continue with this. Thank you guys for the super chats.
handed to him on a silver plate.
Was invented in the 1970s.
You're a Jewish man. What do you say to that?
I'm not only Jewish, I'm an Israeli. And the arguments that were presented by Brooke belong in the garbage bin of history. It's an intellectual insult, the kind of things that we heard here that
belongs in the garbage bin of history. I will show you that not only what Brooke said does not belong into the garbage bin of history, I will show you that it is history. Wait for it.
insinuate that there's no such thing as a Palestinian people when there are 7 million Palestinians living between the river and the sea. How can you deny the existence of a people? 7 million people.
She did not do that. She did not do that. You are an idiot. You are an idiot. She did not do that. You are an idiot or dishonest. I don't know. Maybe both.
What you're seeing to my left is Brooke Goldstein. She's going to be the villains of our children's history books.
No, she's just going to be accurate. She's going to be somebody that was accurately wrong. All right, there we go. Let's look at guys. Stay with me. I'm gonna do some history for you guys. Okay, so let's go through this with each other because we need to know this because we need to have the answer to other people. Okay, so before World War I, which is in the 1920s, okay, we had local pan-Arab and Syrian identities. So in the 1920s, we had no Palestinian identity. Did we have a Palestine as a name existing? Again, this is what people don't understand. When we say that the identities there were Islamic, Arab, Syrian, so these were the identities. Syrian identity, yes, we had. Okay, Pan-Arabist identity, yes, we had. Muslim identity, yes, we had. A Palestinian identity, we did not have. Okay, and people are like, but I found a coin that says Palestine on it. Oh yeah, we had the name Palestine. Nobody's saying we didn't have the name Palestine. Okay, the Romans in ancient times came up with that name. So yes, obviously we accept that name exists. That we're talking about an identity, not a name of just a geography, a bad name. Okay, but still a name. So we had that in 1919. In 1919, leading Arab bodies in the area told King, I don't know how to pronounce this, Crane, yeah. In King Commission that Palestine was southern Syria. Okay, so even the Arab bodies didn't consider Palestine to be Palestine. They considered it southern Syria, meaning that they considered the people that are now referred to as Palestinians as Syrians. Guys, this is easily available information, right? Go look this up if you don't believe me. And should not be separated from Syria. So that means that the Arabs back then considered this as the people there as a broader either Syrian nation or an Arab identity or an Arab nation, Arab empire, not a separate Palestinian nation. They did not see it that way. This is a new invention. We will slowly move forward and you'll see that. We got another super chat though. Let me address the super chat. Thank you. Shana is saying, no, I acknowledge it's made up. The Greek myth, but it's still it's still a pretty myth. I mean, yeah, I like myth. I like most myths are beautiful. I enjoy them. Yeah, Celts, my ancestors were probably named after salt because we traded salt. I'm just saying it could be worse. No, yeah, I like the name. I like Perseus. I like the name. I like the mythology. I'm a fan of Greek mythology. I wish I had more time to study it because the very little time I did spend studying it, I was really fascinated. But hey, we don't have the time. I mean, I have some Greek mythology books right behind me, so it shows my interest. All right, let's go. Let's go through history. Guys, this is fun, right? History. Okay, I hope you pay attention. It's important to know these things to dismantle anti-Israeli propaganda. Right, so just bear with me. Palestinian. Okay, yes. So this is where the British Mandate comes in. Okay, the British Mandate. It means that the League of Nations gave them the mandate. That means that they could go, basically give an order for things to happen. That's just basically. It's not very complicated. It just that's what it means. They had the authority to decide things. Okay, they had a mandate. That's what it means. Okay, so under the British Mandate, so the term Palestinian was a legal citizenship for everyone there. So the British were like, okay, let's give citizenship to everyone there under the mandate for now, under the British mandate for this area. And this was for both Jews and Arabs, okay? And they called the passports a Palestinian passport, referring to the Western name of the land, not referring to a distinct identity. The Palestinian passport was named Palestinian because these are British, and they were using the Western name to refer to the passport that they were using for this entire geographical area that was they referred to as Palestine, not because there was a distinct Palestinian identity. Because guys, when people today talk about a distinct Palestinian identity, they're talking about Arabs. So those Palestinian passports were for Jews and Arabs. So obviously it could not have been referring to a distinct Palestinian identity, given that the Palestinian identity that they're trying to convince us today is completely Arab, and those passports were for Jews and Arabs. You see, guys, is this easy to understand? I hope it's easy to understand, okay? Because I'm dumbing it down. These are simple. This is simple, okay? No excuses for not understanding this. Oh. Let me see. We got another super chat. Thank you, guys. Wow, so many super chats today. Thank you. Amir saying, like the stream, please. Palestine made up by Hadrian of Rome. Oh, okay, that was the guy from Rome. To separate Judea from the Jews after, I don't know how to pronounce this, by Kokva rebels. Okay, rebel. Okay. Well, if you want, I could do that a stream. Do a stream of that. Okay, how about that? Because I don't actually know the ancient history of that. The only part I know, but I studied, is I just know the Romans put that name in that area and also just to spite the Jews. Okay, I know that part. I don't know the details. Should we do the details? Where did the name Palestine come from? I should study this and make it a stream. Amir, you gave me some inspiration to go dig into the ancient history of this. Should I? I think I should do that. The Great Rebellion of 132. I would like to, guys, I haven't had time to go dig into ancient history as much, and I used to love it so much. So maybe this will give me an excuse to do that. Yes. Yeah, go for it. FLP saying go for it. All right, let's continue. All right. So for example, we had the Palestinian Post in 1932, later changed to the Jerusalem Post. We had the Palestine Symphony Orchestra in 1936, which later turned into something with an Israeli name. Then, I can't pronounce it. So these were all of these, for example, the Palestine Symphony and the Palestine Post, these were Jewish institutions. And they used the name Palestine because it was just the international name of that land, Western name of that land. So again, given that these were Jewish, shows that the name Palestine does not refer to this Arab identity. So when did we have this? So then not the identity, but a movement. At first it was, and right now I think Palestine right now also is the name of a terrorist movement. That's what I recognize it as, not as an identity of an entire group of people. Okay, these people are not Palestinians. They're either Arab, or Muslim, or they're terrorists. These are the names of certain identities of the people on that land, or pan-Arabists. Okay. Pan-Arabists, Islamists, but not Palestinian. Gazan, people of Gaza, maybe you could refer. I mean, no, Gazan is not an identity. That's just a name of location as well. But there is no Palestinian identity unless you're talking to it as radical terroristic movement against Israel. That's the Palestinian identity for you there. But when we first saw it as a movement, it started as a separate Palestinian national, hoping to be national movement, hoping to become a nation, which it didn't work because you were too eager to destroy Israel. This happened in Iran after 1967. It consolidates in after 1967. Okay, and this, historians, including Palestinian ones, frame Palestinian identity as a modern. Even they admit that this is a modern national consciousness that coalesced after 1948, and especially after 1967. Again, this is also in according to the Palestinian historians as well, that this is when the identity started creating. So the national movement is basically after 1967, and the national movement starts, the national movement starts after 1948, but then it consolidates after 1967, and the movement starts generating an identity. But again, because the movement is, I'll show you proof that is actually not trying to create a Palestinian nation state, but it's only trying to destroy Israel for either creating a pan-Arabist empire and then later an Islamic empire. The identity that gets created is not for the sake of a Palestinian nation, but is for the sake of the terroristic agenda of wiping Israel off the map. And I will prove that to you. This is not just a claim. I will prove that to you. So the PLO was created in 1964 by the Arab League expressly to represent the Palestinian quote-unquote people. Again, okay, so making a clear, organized birth of a modern national project. In 1974, the UN grants the PLO observer status and recognizes it as speaking for Palestinians. Okay, so this is completely modern. This shows that this is completely, like, when it comes to referring to as a Palestinian people, this is becoming more official in the 1960s and 1970s. Right? But even before that, Palestine was supposed to be part of the Syria or some other places, right? Anyways, here's the quote. Here's the quote that you guys need to remember forever. And I want you to look this up, and I want you to have this in your back pocket. And I think a lot of you know what quote I am going to use here right now, okay? And I want you to always have this in your back pocket to use every time somebody wants to tell you that you're wrong, that there is a Palestinian identity that is not new, that is ancient, that is native to this land. This quote ends every single argument in favor of a Palestinian identity, okay? And maybe before you even mention this, when you're denying the Palestinian identity, you have to say, by the way, I'm not denying the existence of the people, because the people that you're talking to are probably stupid. So you need to actually tell them that, or else they're going to accuse you of trying to wipe out 7 million people. Okay. So tell them, like, hey, I'm not saying those people don't exist. I'm just denying the identity. Okay. Okay. Give them the pink unicorn example that I give you. Okay. Give them that. That's a good example. Okay. Then say my name, by the way, recommend my channel. Right. So here's the quote. This quote is by Zohair Mohsen. Who is this guy? This is the PLO leader. Okay. So for people who don't know what the hell is happening, okay. So PLO was the Hamas of the 1960s and 1970s, right? Meaning that right now we're dealing with an Islamic group because they're trying to defeat Israel to bring an Islamic empire in the Middle East. Back then, we were dealing with a pan-Arabist group. A lot of people don't know this, but the Palestinian cause was not always Islamic. It was pan-Arabist. This is important for you to understand, because a lot of us anti-Islam people, which I am one of, want to always say, like, everything bad is Islamic. No. Not everything bad is Islamic. Islam is bad, but not everything bad is Islamic. Okay? Some things are bad and are not Islamic. For example, Marxism. Okay? And the PLO, even though they were Muslim, many of them, they were not Islamic. They were pan-Arabists, meaning that they were like Nazis, but for Arabs, meaning that they believed in Arab supremacy. They were fascist. They believed in the Arab identity as the way for them to create an Arab empire, right? So the enemies of Israel, they are trying to create 3 different empires: And the fourth one is not even an empire. Okay, let me just focus on the three. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the communists right now because I don't want to get too complicated. Right? There's three empires. The first one was Pan-Arab, which Jamal Abdel Nasser was the main leader of. Right? And they were trying to create an Arab empire, merge all these countries together, and make an Arab empire. And Israel was in the way. And if they were successful, we would be fucked right now. You know why? Because the Soviet Union was gone. They were trying to create the Pan-Arab Empire. I mean, it was weakened. And they were trying to make a Pan-Arab Empire so that it was getting weaker and weaker. But this would have become communist place. Meaning that the Pan-Arab Empire would be the political bloc against all the Western powers today. So it would be screwed. We would be screwed. Like imagine if the whole Cold War situation continued, but not with the Soviet Union now, but with the Pan-Arab Empire in the Middle East. Imagine the Pan-Arab Empire that was controlling all the oil and gas of the world, the vast majority of it. Do you know the economic development in the world would be a fraction of what it is today? So that's the first one, Pan-Arab. Then we have the Muslim Brotherhood, and they were trying to create a caliphate, which is a Sunni Islamic empire. Okay, they failed as well. So the Pan-Arabists failed because Israel, the tiny little country, was right in the middle, stopping them from creating their Pan-Arab empire. And then the Islamists, with the Muslim Brotherhood ideology, tried to create an Islamic empire. But Israel was right there in the middle, and they had to wipe out Israel to be able to make their empire. But Israel stopped all of them. So their plans did not work. And then, so try one, Pan-Arab, try two, Sunni Caliphate, try number three is a Shia Imamate, because the Muslim Brotherhood ideology made its way into Iran through this guy called Nawab Safavi, right? No, I have no association. I am not related, okay? My last name is Nawabi. I'm not related to that guy. But then we had the Shia version of it, which created the Velayat Faqih version of 12 Shia Islam, which now wanted to create an Islamic empire, but a Shia version, not a Sunni version. So not a caliphate, but an imamate. But again, who's in the way? It was Israel was in the way. So this is round three. Round one was Pan-Arabist. Israel defeated them. Round two was a Sunni caliphate. Israel defeated them. Round three, I mean, even though we have Hamas still, but Hamas is now a proxy, even though they're Muslim Brotherhood, but they're more of a proxy of the Shia Velayat Faqih people in Iran than at the time that Muslim Brotherhood was all the, more popular, right? Much bigger deal. But now this round three, and again, round three, again, it's Israel standing in the way. So this is the third time. That Israel is saving the world, because there's three attempts at creating an empire to fight Western powers. Round one, Israel won. Round two, Israel won. Round three, Israel right now, we're in the middle of it. And it looks like Israel is winning. Okay? It very much looks like that. So when I say 1977, when I'm talking about the PLO leader, we're talking about the round one days, meaning that these guys had more of a Pan-Arabist ambition more than an Islamic ambition. Does that make sense? I think everybody is understanding what I'm saying now, okay? I basically made it very, very simple. Wow, we got so let me see. We got another super chat by Amir saying Palestine came from the Hebrew biblic word Palestine, which means invader. Yeah, I think it has something to do with people coming from the sea or something. And then we have Angry Keyboard Warrior saying, did you know that the first leader, an entity called Palestine, was Amin al-Hussein, the Nazi collaborator, and he originally supported Greater Syria? Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people, I mean, the Pan-Arabists were very much in line with the Nazis because they were both anti-Jewish, and thank you for the super chat, and they were both racial supremacists. That's true. True. Anyways, let's get to the quote from the PLO, which is the Pan-Arabist. I gave you the full context, so when I read you this quote, you understand what's happening, right? So let's go back to the Zohair Mohsen, a PLO leader. And this is an interview with a Dutch newspaper. So he said, the Palestinian people does not exist. I don't know why he said does not exist. He should have said do not exist, but I'm just reading his quote. Okay. The Palestinian people does not exist. Yeah, this is one of the leaders of the Palestinian cause is saying this. He said, there is no difference between Jordanians, Palestinians, Syrians, and Lebanese, meaning that these are the same people. These are people with the same identity in different geographical locations. They're all just Arab. So he continues, between Jordanians, Palestinians, Syrians, and Libyans, there are no differences. His words, not mine. We are all part of one people. What people is that? The Arab nation. That's what he said. The Arab nation. He said we are all part of one people, the Arab nation. Pay attention. He didn't say the Ummah. He didn't say the Islamic community. He didn't say the Muslim Brotherhood. He said the Arab nation, because the first enemies of Israel and the world in this region were pan-Arabist. They were not Islamist. That's why the PLO leaders at that time, they considered themselves a movement for the sake of Arab people, not Muslim people, Arab people, right? So we are all part of one people, the Arab nation. And then continue saying, just for political reasons, oh my God, guy, this is beautiful. This is all we need. He's saying why we created this made up new identity. He says, his words, just for political reasons, we carefully underwrite our Palestinian identity. Just for political reasons. And it continues, because it is of national interest for the Arabs to advocate for the existence of Palestine to balance Zionism. So pay attention. When he says national interest, he's not talking about the nation of Palestine. When he says because it's of national interest, he's talking about an Arab nation, a united Arab nation, not Palestine. So when he says because it is of national interest, that means the Arab nation. So let me read, because it is of national interest for the Arabs to advocate for the existence of Palestinians to balance Zionism. So basically saying this is a way for us to poke at Zionism. Zionism is not letting us create this Arab empire that we want, this Arab, they call it nation, but it's an empire. We cannot do that because of Zionism. So we need to support this Palestinian identity just to be able to poke at Zionism, to get rid of Zionism. And then he continues, yes, the existence of a separate Palestinian identity exists only for tactical reasons. His words, not mine. And then it gets even more clear. Once we have acquired all of our rights in all of Palestine, meaning all of the areas we call Israel, we must not delay for a moment the reunification of Jordan and Palestine. So before it was like, oh, these are Syrians. Now they are Jordan, Palestine. They want to unify that because they're trying to immediately make it all one thing, not Palestinian. There's no Palestinian. This is absolute proof. I've done it, guys. I have finished. I have this video. How many minutes has it been? In 53 minutes, I have ended the Palestinian identity debate. This is the end of Palestine. In 53 minutes, I ended Palestine. Okay? This is it. I did it. This is all you need. This is all you need. It's over. It's over. Send this to everybody. Send this far and wide. Share it. I hope you appreciate what I'm doing here, guys. I think nobody has made it this clear. I mean, even people who mentioned that quote didn't give you the context. They didn't mention pink unicorns with blue horns and wings, okay? They didn't do that. I do that for you. I will do that for you. Okay? I love you, so I will explain these things to you in a way that you could understand. Okay. I'm just saying I appreciate it a lot. Well, thank you. Okay. We answered everything. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna not go on for longer because I want people to actually watch this. I want people if this goes on for above 1 hour, people are not gonna watch. But this is for some reason, if we keep it under 59 minutes, under 60 minutes, people will watch it because they're like, oh, this is under 1 hour. But as soon as you hit to 60, people are like, ooh, it's over an hour. So I have to make sure that I keep it under under 1 hour, right? So yes. But hey, before you go, don't forget to like. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And don't just subscribe. Hit the bell notification, because if you subscribe, YouTube will not tell you when I go live. So you have to hit the bell notification. Okay. Also, I'm going to go on my personal channel, and over there, we're going to talk about post-labor economics. We're not going to talk politics. On my personal channel, we talk about non-political things so that we can relax. But somehow, I managed to shout out there as well. Guys, on my personal channel, we talk about things that people usually don't need to shout about. Okay. But I still find a way to shout. I get passionate. I don't know why. I mean, I have too much energy, right? So on my personal channel, which I'm going to go live on in about, where is it? 40 minutes. It's right here. Okay. If you just search for Armin Navabi, my personal channel will come up. And I made that channel thinking like, that's going to be a calm channel. We won't talk about politics. We're going to talk about AI and business and how to make money and how to make content and stuff like that. It's going to be a small community with just a few people there, and it's just going to be relaxing. No, it's not relaxing. I still shout about things. I still shout. Okay. I mean, if you so all right. So if you want to come watch me yell about AI and post-labor economics and what is going to happen about when AI takes all our jobs, they took our jobs. Okay, when AI takes all our jobs, what the hell are we going to do? That's the thing. That's the kind of stuff that I talk about on my personal channel. So I'm going to go live there in about 40 minutes. So I'll see you guys there. Did I answer all the super chats? Yes, I did. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. Thank you for liking. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for being in the chat. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah. See you guys. Oh, where's the end button?